We'll spend the first half of the AMA with pre-selected questions, and then the latter half, we will answer live questions from the community. Before we kick things forward, let me introduce everybody that's here that's going to speak to you. First up is Shmo from the Kolectiv team. People here in IMEX probably already knows Kolectiv. They've done a ton of great drops. And we're really excited to have Shmo back here in the AMA. Next is Masha. Masha comes from the Bicycle Cards. And who doesn't know Bicycle Cards? I literally grew up with the brand. So super excited to hear that they're coming into the NFT space and very excited to hear what's in store as well. And we also have Adrian from AVTones. I have to admit, I don't know much about AVTones, but I'm based on all the great NFT art that you've seen today. I'm super excited to hear as well what the partnership has in store. Now, let me give the mic to each so that they can give a brief introduction of themselves as well. Let's start with Mo.
Yeah, thank you so much for the introduction. So my name is Joe Fitzgibbon. I'm the customer and partners relationship for Kolectiv. And basically, I've been the individual on the Kolectiv team that's worked directly with Bicycle to ensure this drop goes well and that you guys get all this really cool NFT stuff that Masha and AVTones have created for everyone.
Awesome. Thanks for that, Joe. How about you, Masha?
I think Masha's muted.
Maybe I can. Masha? Okay, let's wait until Masha can start out.
There she goes. There she goes.
Trying to unmute myself. So hi everyone. I work for Bicycle brand which is part of Cartamundi Group, and I'm brand director responsible for playing cards. This is the first our big adventure into the world of NFTs. And I think for the Bicycle brand, just to level set the expectations, is unlike any other, many actually other brands that view NFTs more as a stunt, sort of a one-off, like we launched this as big hype just because it's a big hype. For us, we view that this is a long-term journey, and just because the word of collecting playing cards and collecting NFTs, I feel like they're so much intertwined that there's definitely a future for Bicycle brand in the NFTs in the upcoming years. So we are in the space to stay. And this is the first drop, but hopefully one of many.
Awesome. Super excited for that and to hear more about that, Masha. And lastly, Adrian from AVTones.
Hey guys, how's it going? I'm Adrian Valenzuela, and I'm the lead designer at AVTones. I'm not really good at talking to people, so I always keep it really raw. But Masha contacted me at the beginning of the year about a really big project, and she had an amazing vision of what she wanted to create. And I told her, say no more, I got you. And we pretty much worked together to bring this project to you guys. But I've been a designer for the past 10, 12 years. I've been into NFTs for about 2 to 3 years, so pretty new. But I'm really excited to bring more great things to the collective world. And what a better company to do with Bicycle. Bicycle has been amazing at collecting, creating this collectibles for the playing card industry. So really excited to be a huge part of it. So yeah, that's me.
Awesome. Thanks, Adrian. And I think you're in the right industry for sure. I think the crypto and NFT industry definitely wants the more candid type rather than the super stuck up corporate type for sure. So I think we'll get along very well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Awesome. In that case, with that, let's kick things off with the questions. Number one, the first question is, with all the big obstacles of entering the NFTs, why did Bicycle choose to enter the space? I think, Masha, you'd be great to kick things off with this question, and then maybe Shmo and Adrian can share as well.
Sure. So again, for us, for Bicycle brand, it's a brand that's been in the space for 135 years, and we want to be a brand that is innovative and that is in line with the trends. And I feel like for us, it's more than that, because Bicycle has been always a big brand for collectors, because we have always been introducing new innovation, new decks, and there has been a big community of collectors around our brand since its beginning. There are people who have hundreds of bicycle decks. And I feel like, yes, with NFT space, there are two audiences, right? There are people who are in it for a short-term resell, right, flippers, and there are collectors as well. And we feel like that is a natural match for the bicycle brand to not only collect now physical cards, but also digital cards, because there has been a big ask also from the community in terms of the authenticity of the playing cards, and having them authenticated on the blockchain is basically a big step and a big opportunity. And of course, with any project, we have seen different reaction from our own community. Not everybody accepted the new approach, but there were a lot of people from the community who were so excited about this, and we had many articles and many positive feedback from the community itself. So we feel like this is definitely a sweet spot for us. And again, unlike many other brands that do it, as I said, like more as a stunt, for us it's just the beginning and the transformation of the brand.
Sounds exciting. We definitely want to know more about that in a bit. But before we get there, Joe, I wonder if you can share what the behind the scenes was working with Bicycle on this drop.
Yeah, absolutely. So, our parent company, Epix, we've been in touch with Cartamundi, and their playing card, channel for a long time now, and it just seemed like a perfect match. We've specialized in not only NFTs for almost a year now, but digital collectibles for 4. And then it was just a no-brainer to partner with somebody like Bicycle, who's so well established and well known. I can walk into any retail shop in the US and I'll see those cards. And that's like what we want to be, the branding in NFTs, right? We want people to come to our marketplace in the NFT or in the immutable marketplace. So like we see the similarities and how we can learn from each other.
Awesome. It's amazing. And yeah, for AVTones, Adrian,
Yes.
were you always in the NFT space, or is this the first foray with Bicycle?
So but for the NFT, I've been around like I said, 2 to 3 years, and I've been working on a small projects here and there. Some projects don't really work, some projects do. But in the playing card industry, I've been in the industry for about 10 years approximately, and I've been designing a lot of playing cards. I've designed playing cards for, I mean, just so many. It's about like 40 decks that I designed, custom decks of cards for different magicians, different companies. So I'm really like into playing cards, and it's not so much about the playing card itself. It's the whole idea of having 54 to 56 clean canvases onto a deck of cards. So that for me has always been my go-to art expression. Like playing cards for me, it's such an amazing thing. And because we all collect playing cards, I mean, I have more than probably 4,000 decks in my collection. And I know people that have probably the hundred thousands of decks, because there's so many ways to collect playing cards. They come in different shapes, different colors, all that stuff. So when Masha approached me with the idea that they wanted to see how a deck of cards will look in the future, just to fit the whole idea of the NFT, for me it was like, let's do it, because this is, I don't want to sound cheesy, but it's kind of like a dream come true. It's kind of like going with the mother of them all. You know what I mean? Like Bicycle. It's kind of like the mother of them all. So for me, it was an amazing experience. And as Masha said, this is not a one time thing. We're pretty much working on a big project to keep. I don't want to say too many things, but this is not the only one. We really want to bring more crazy things in the future. So. I talk too much, Masha, so stop me, because I'm gonna start giving some spoilers. But yes, that's yeah.
Sorry, Masha, you were just gonna say something?
Yeah, and I also wanted to speak a little bit on the collaboration with Kolectiv and AVTones. And both are not by chance, indeed, for us as well. We wanted to partner with Kolectiv because, indeed, we wanted a platform, a curated platform that also was home to other, collectible NFTs, and we felt like Kolectiv is the best partner for us in that space. Because it is a curated NFT space, more aimed towards collectors. And we felt like there's going to be a very good match with our community. And we also liked a lot that it's partnership of Kolectiv, right, with Immutable X, because for us, environmental concerns are very important. Not only for us, but also for our community of collectors. Because at Bicycle, we use FSC certified fibers for all of our cards. We basically pay a huge attention to sustainability. And knowing that our NFTs are 100% carbon neutral was very important. Indeed, like Adrian said, when we were looking for a creative partner in this journey, we basically were looking indeed somebody who has a passion for playing cards and NFTs, and somebody who has that vision of the future that we wanted to build together. And there wasn't a perfect person as Adrian for that. So with that very clear vision of what the future of playing cards could look like. So excited about working with both Kolectiv and AVTones on this.
Awesome. Could you tell more about that? Like you mentioned the vision of the future of trading cards. Is this a theme for the entire drop? Or are there more details around this?
Yeah, so basically I think Adrian will talk about the trailer a little bit more, because that's the whole story and creative idea behind it. But for us, this is the beginning of basically building our showing how playing cards, what playing cards can do in 1,000 years from now. And the reason why we wanted to look into the future is because playing cards haven't changed much for the last even a couple hundred years. Like if you look at playing card faces from 300, 400, 500 years ago, they're very, very similar. And there hasn't been like a true innovation or like a rethinking of how those cards can look like. And I think Adrian did an absolutely stellar job with the design to show how they actually can look sort of more in tune with what is going on with the reality, and how what the future can bring. And there's also an amazing story that Adrian portrayed in a trailer. But Adrian, I would let you speak about it, because I think it's a fun story. And also, before I pass on to Adrian, just wanted to say that we will have some other futuristic ideas coming in the future. So we want to take it even up a notch a little bit. So it's only kind of it's already like we feel like a big step forward, but we'll continue marching in that direction.
Awesome.
I'm passing
Super
on.
excited to hear. Yeah, Adrian.
Yeah. So the whole idea of making this deck of cards was, I've been designing playing cards for a while, for many years, and I wanted to do something different. And something that I always kind of came across was that there was a lot of 3D decks out there, but I wanted to combine the 3D aspect and the 2D aspect. I didn't want it to go all 3D, because I think it's like, oh, I think that's cool, but a deck of cards has always been a 2D, right? For like 100 years, more than 100 years. So I can't just take that away from playing cards. So I felt like I found the perfect balance on incorporating 3D 3D objects, which you see the kings, queens, and jacks and the rest, but also rendering in a way that looks 2D, that it's more tangible. Like you can hold a deck of cards, even though it's 3D. You can kind of like be immersed into the design, So that was kind of like the whole idea of the cards. But the main idea of the trailer and how we came up with it was that I wanted to feel really grounded, kind of like that type of Mandalorian, that this could happen at any different galaxy type of thing. But I didn't want to go too far in the future, so I wanted to feel like the whole trailer to be like the desert. There's no colors. It's just machines. It's just like whatever, it's too, it might be a little bit boring, but the deck of cards was going to be the one to bring that color back. So that's why the trailer looks a little bit more like a desert type of way, because playing cards will never, they will never die. I think playing cards will always exist, and that was kind of like the whole idea, that I wanted to make it feel like it doesn't matter where we are, how long time passes by, playing cards will always gonna be around. And I added like a little Easter egg there, that one of the robots, the one that is in pursuit of this deck of cards, is bringing two of the main decks, which is the red and the blue. A lot of people are saying like, oh, it's like Matrix, it's red and blue, but it's more like, no, those are the kind of original colors from Bicycle, the red and blue, and connect both of them, and you create a brand new deck of cards. But yeah, that was the story.
That's amazing. That's super inspiring, Adrian. I for one love the design. So thank you for bringing that back to life.
Thank you.
Masha, I wonder what the reception has been initially from these designs. Can you share a bit of like early reactions?
Yeah, so absolutely. I think, and with this project, we always, for us as a big company, it's, we started and we think it could be big. We didn't know how big it could be. And, when we internally saw Adrian's designs, we were so excited, and it was way above what we have envisioned and way above our expectations. And then when we launched the project, we actually saw an absolutely amazing reaction from the community, and from both actually, from the NFT community and from our own bicycle fans, collectors, and just generally, I feel like the feedback about the design was always positive. So people were amazed about the art and so many details, right? Because also playing cards are quite simple normally, but I think the design that Adrian created is very sophisticated. It has so many details, but at the same time, there's this beautiful simplicity in the faces and in the ideas. So I think it's just such a great, indeed, futuristic evolution of the playing cards, but very much in tune with with the trends and the designs that are happening in the NFT world.
You explained that better than me, Masha. Thank you so much. I'm really bad at this, guys. So thank you, Masha. Yes, yeah.
I don't think you're bad at all, Adrian. This is amazing. Speaking of 2D, 3D, the future, etc. As we all know, one of the key things about NFTs are utility. So I wonder, what kind of utility can the community expect from bicycle NFTs?
What utility? Yeah, so we were again, for us it was very important that our NFTs have utility, because as I mentioned, we are in the space to stay. So we want to build long-term relationship with our buyers and NFT owners. So we have a few fun perks that come with this drop. Because we wanted to attract both bicycle fans and a crypto community, a big perk that we have is that everybody who actually purchased our NFT at a primary sale will get a physical item. There is a different physical item for the main collection and for those who were able to purchase our unique cards at the auction. And for the 8008 collection that is still on sale, basically everybody will receive a physical deck of cards with basically all the designs that you see now. And this card will come with a silver hard shell case. Looks absolutely amazing. So that's the big perk, and it's very important for our bicycle-owned community. Then the second big piece is that we will be offering, of course, the whitelist to the future bicycle NFT drops, as well as the physical decks that will be kind of limited editions, the ones that would be difficult to purchase in another way. And we also will be inviting our NFT owners to live and digital events from playing cards. So we are planning and very interesting events this and next year. Well, hopefully COVID will be over at some point in our lives. So we are planning a lot of events, and we will be inviting all of our unique card owners, and we will be ruffling the invites among the 8,008 NFT buyers. So those are the main big perks. And of course, when we will be doing future NFT drops, we will always be finding ways to, either through a pre-sale or through some airdrops, we will be honoring our Genesis NFT collection buyers for sure.
Can I add something really quick there, Masha? Part of what Masha's saying about, kind of like doing the perks, my part as the designer, I wanted to make it feel like Thanos with the Infinity Gauntlet, right? So I wanted to create something that they're all connected, that once you have all of them, great things could happen, right? This is no spoilers or anything like that, but I want you guys kind of to have that idea that me as a designer, I'm working towards having that connection with all of them, that you are spending time investing on this NFTs, on this playing cards, that at the end of the day you can give it to your grandkids and be like, hey, this happened 20, 30 years ago. So me, I have my kids, I want to create a legacy that they can hold on to in the next 20, 30 years. So I think everybody loves NFTs. We all like to make money, right? But I looked at the core of the NFT as freedom for the artist to create whatever they feel like it's worth something, And then the great thing about this is the utility of it is once you collect all of them, you might have way bigger things down the line. So that was the only thing I wanted to add. Wasn't little, but there you go.
That's super
Well, I
exciting.
need to buy every NFT that Bicycle makes, Adrian. Is that what I'm hearing right now?
Right?
How is this
I don't
the
know.
first time I've heard of this?
Right.
All right, here's my wallet.
There we go. Take it all.
So is blue and red just the first few colors? Are we expecting Thanos style Infinity Stone colors here?
Oh, Masha, did I just got ourselves in trouble? No. So, well, the thing for me is something that I do see a lot in the playing card industry. It's a lot of recoloring, right? And I think it used to be good at a certain time, but recoloring nowadays, it doesn't cost a lot to make, right? So it just takes away for me of the design. So if we end up doing more of this collection, definitely is going to be connected, but it's going to be a brand new design. It's going to be a brand new trailer. It's going to be a brand new photos, brand new videos, everything, right? Because I really care about each individual NFT, collection. I want them to feel like it's its own unique thing, but they do belong in the same universe in this case. So that's all I can say for now. Yes.
Awesome. Yeah, let's not push too much. So I think
Yes.
this is a bit connected to the next question. You mentioned having to collect not everything, but having it being connected across all the different drops. But what are other unique or innovative ideas does the bicycle team is exploring or has explored to assist influencing mass adoption of NFTs?
Yeah, so I can take that one. I think what we want to do is we indeed want to make this our NFTs appealing not only to the crypto community but to our own bicycle fans and collectors. We have big audience, collectors, magicians, and the whole playing card community. And it's a very broad community and with a different level of involvement with NFTs, right? So some people were very well versed in NFTs and it was an easy switch for them. And some people just didn't know much about NFTs. And I think we worked very closely with our partners in Magic and playing card community to talk more about NFTs and why we are doing that and what can come out of it in the future. And we have a few articles. We had recently an article in Cards Culture about this project. We have many social posts from prominent members of our community talking about this project and NFTs in general. I think what has been interesting is that many of the posts and articles that came out about our project, they had a very broad also introduction about NFTs, because if we talk to our audience about it, we need to sort of educate people and give them more sort of clear understanding of what is the NFT, why do we need NFTs, what can be good, what can be in there for them, and so on. And so I think this definitely drives a much broader adoption. Because we are talking to the segments of people who maybe haven't yet been using NFTs that widely before.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely tapping into different audiences is super important to make sure it resonates.
And
connected to that,
one thing to add here, because I think it's going to be a good leap, that we basically, Adrian has created 3 unique NFTs for this drop that we are not, that never going to be sold, and we created them for different communities. So we created a red or pink, because I think I'm colorblind because I call it red, but it's actually pink.
Call it pink. Yeah.
This NFT is for the crypto NFT community. We have a blue NFT that is for the bicycle community, and we also have gold NFT that is for Kolective gold members. And those NFTs are very limited edition. All 3 of them combined will be 808, so just 800 pieces of combined. So not a single one, but combined 800 pieces of those NFTs. And we wanted to sort of them also to be, those tickets and passes to our future events and how we interact with the community. And a surprise that we wanted to share, well, not a surprise because we talked about it on Twitter, but sort of an interesting proposal that we wanted to share here is that the red NFT will actually be offered to everybody who purchases 2 of our main collection NFTs. And those who already made a purchase before and purchased 1, this purchase will count. So so all the past purchases count, and for everybody who buys the 2 NFTs will get the red NFT from Adrian.
amazing.
Hey, can I cut in real quick, Masha? I saw a really good question in the chat, and I don't want to let it go. So one of the questions was, are we planning to perform any charity activities? So I just wanted you to go into detail about the charity that Bicycle is doing with their NFT drop.
Exactly. So we actually already doing that. Yeah. So since the beginning of our launch, we partnered with Mobile School, which is an amazing international charity organization that focuses on the education for kids on the streets. There's been a lot of kids in the in the most unprotected communities all over the world that were severely impacted by COVID, because the schools were closed, and they, unlike kids in America or Europe, they don't have access to the electronic means. So it was very difficult for them to join the school. And this organization is basically providing the education to the kids who are on the street, and the education is happening on the street. So they call it street smart contracts with kids. And we are using, funny enough, we are using smart contracts to finance that. So we are donating 10% of our proceeds with this launch to this charity organization.
Awesome. That's definitely one more utility right there. Connected to that question on what's happening next, what do you think lies ahead with the future of Bicycle in NFTs? This is also connected to one of the questions in the chat on the roadmap. Is there any roadmap that we can share to the community?
Yeah, so we are planning at least one more drop in 2022. It's going to be in the back half of 2022. I cannot yet reveal what it will be, but it's going to be even more in the future, if I can say that, if I can tease that out. So yeah, so we are planning another drop this year for sure. We are planning also a few, as I mentioned, earlier when I was talking about the perks, we are planning a few drops also of physical decks that we will make those pre-sales and some special offers for our NFT holders. So there's definitely going to be a lot of surprises for people who already purchased our NFTs.
Awesome. Definitely don't want to give too much away. Is aside from another drop,
there's one thing that I can already talk about, because we have an interesting. We just recently, last month, we introduced our signature collection, which is 5 bicycle decks that are. So there are some historical decks there. It's a very interesting community. It's on our NFT website. It's one of the. If you go to the bottom of the Bicycle NFT website, the signature collection box is there, and we're gonna send those signature bicycle collections. Their retail value is $150 to all of our unique NFT card buyers. That there are 22 of them, so everybody will receive the signature box. And we will also raffle 30 of those boxes among the 8008 collection buyers. And we'll take a snapshot of the primary sale buyers in 3 days. So in 72 hours from now. So another interesting idea that is coming right now, it's not something that we were planning on, but it's something that we feel like we want to just offer to the community, because we saw some absolutely great activity in the auctions. It's exceeded our expectations, and we want to give back to the community.
Yeah.
Awesome. Adrian, did you want to share anything about that, or?
Well, Masha knows me. I talk too much sometimes, so I don't want to do too many spoilers. But what I can say is that the relationship that me and Bicycle are building, it's really strong. And whenever a company like Bicycle, that it's huge, they've been around for so many years, they're listening to someone who's I'm not even a company. It's just me, right, who's doing this work. They give me so much trust and so much freedom on these projects like no other company in my life. And I've been a designer for a while. So when companies give me this amount of freedom and they're like, yeah, Adrian, do you think that's going to be a good idea? I think so. It just gets me more excited, gets me more pumped. It gets all the ideas running like crazy. And whenever I approach these ideas to Masha, she doesn't shut him down. It's more like, you know what, that sounds good. Let's talk about it more. And that's something that I haven't found in any other company, unfortunately. It's a little sad because I've been through a lot of companies in the magic industry, and Bicycle, it felt like home. I don't want to sound cheesy, but it just felt like home. So that allows me to be more creative and to bring more ideas. So anything it's on the table, to be honest, like what I want to do is I want to make it more within, yeah, see, I was about to spoil something there, but I just want to keep pushing. And all I can say is as long as Bicycle allows me to keep creating this crazy world, I'm going to keep doing it. So, yeah.
Amazing. Actually, I'd love to double click on that. Like, how did this partnership start?
How did it start? Masha, you want to start with that, or you want me to go?
I mean, yeah, I can start, and then
Okay, I'll follow.
Yeah, so for us, it was really first we realized like what we want to do, right? We really wanted to this project to signify, right, our move to the future, and then we just looked for. It was actually very hard because we wanted to find somebody who's passionate about playing cards, passionate about NFTs. And has that sort of futuristic vision and can, create designs that are very sophisticated and with a lot of intricate details, but at the same time, simplistic and futuristic. So it was very difficult. But so when we were looking through like literally lists and lists of different designers, and when we saw Adrian, we were like, "Yep, that's the one." So, and Adrian, I'm gonna pass along to you to talk about how it went for you.
So like any other project, you have your ups and downs, and I told Masha, I love having ups and downs because the most important thing is how do you fix the problem? It's not how the problem started. I mean, yes, it is important, but I think when you come together and try to fix the problem, that for me is the most important thing. So the project, again, up and down, but at the end, I will love to do this project again and again and again, back to back. I don't care. I enjoy it too much, and maybe it was because of the freedom. The freedom that I got was, it was amazing. So I was able to just imagine whatever I wanted to have or where I wanted to be. So, I love robots. And then I was watching The Mandalorian at that time. So I was like, oh my God, I love The Mandalorian. Let's see if I can get that vibe. So then I got the vibe from The Mandalorian. So it's more like if I felt like a kid because I was just creating something that I wanted to see, that I wanted to purchase. Right. So I think that's because that's why it's so valuable to me, because if I was the one buying it, I will definitely buy that NFT. Like I wouldn't feel bad about spending that amount of money because the detail is there. I know that I spent I was, probably hopefully not illegally, but I was working 22 hours a day. I was working day and night because the vision was always fresh. It was always day and night. So, yeah, it's just, I don't know. I did this project with so much passion, and I got to a point where I just forgot about like time or money or anything. It just felt like I felt like a little kid just designing whatever I wanted to, and people were loving it. So thank you, Masha, again for giving me that freedom. I don't want to get all emotional here, but I think for an artist to have a freedom and for someone to really listen to you and trust you, that doesn't come really often. So. Hopefully I answer that question without spoilers or anything. But there we go.
Yeah, and absolutely. And just to add that for us, the way we work with talents like Adrian, for us it's a true partnership, right? It's not a work for hire. It's a true partnership, and that's how we want to build our brand in the future. Because for us, it's important that we are able to build something together, and I feel like that's what made those designs so unique.
Sure. Yeah.
Awesome. Speaking of true partnerships, what's next for the AVTones partnership with Bicycle?
Oh shit! Masha, help me out. Okay. So the thing is that when I work on a project, it always sparks new ideas. So, for example, last year I launched my first deck of cards on my own. It was on Kickstarter. Its name is 2049 Playing Cards. The campaign is over already. We made about $86,000 on the Kickstarter. So I was really pumped. I was like, "Fuck yes!" Sorry. I was like, "Yes, we did it!" So I got really excited. That kind of sparked the idea of me creating more playing cards. So. When I was designing 2049, I already had an idea of a deck of cards in the future. It's just that when Bicycle came along, it just felt perfect. I was like, I have an idea already. Let's use this one, and that's the one that I presented to them. So it's been an idea that is floating around. So it happened the same thing with the 8008, right? Because when I was designing the 8008, that's the project that I'm working on right now. So that's why I don't want to say too much about it. But within the 8008, you guys are going to see what's coming on the next project. So I drop like little hints all over my Instagram on the things that I'm working on. And a lot of people can actually look at those things and be like, I know what he's working on. So if you go back in time, you can go to the 8008 and you can see that I dropped some hints on the 8008. So, it's a big project. All I can say is I wanted to go really big. I was able to bring two other guys with me. I have a storyboard artist, and then I have one of the guys who work on The Mandalorian. So so just to give you a point of view that I'm bringing the big gun. So we're bringing a writer. So we want to make this a story. We want to make every project a story. Like, I think that's the main thing for me. I want to create different universes or different stories within the same universe, and then you get a deck of cards. So the cool thing is you get a deck of cards at the end. But I want people to sit down, look at all the work, all the hard work, and see every single detail that I'm gonna add there. So, yeah, I
Awesome.
think that's it. Yeah,
A treasure hunt is always super fun. Well, I'm sure
yeah,
people will be stalking your Twitter now.
yeah.
Um,
Twitter, Instagram, whatever. Yeah.
Cool. That's the end of the prepared questions, but let's go to the live questions from the community now. I know Felix Bowden have been asking this, and he's already repeated it. His question was, when are the number cards 2 to 9 dropping? And do we have an exact date for the shipping of the physical decks?
That's a good question. Masha?
Huh?
Oh, there you go. Masha's the
Yeah.
one to answer.
I can. So for the 2 to 9, we're gonna announce in Kolective Discord. So we were thinking of ruffling them out once basically the collection is sold out. We can potentially do it also in waves. So when like 30% of the collection is sold out, we'll raffle the according number and so on. So we will make the exact announcement in Kolective Discord like within the next week or so. And on the
just to add to that, Masha, basically what'll happen is you'll have to burn your 8008 NFT in order to claim that 2 through 9 unique NFT. That'll be the mechanic behind it.
Yep.
Cool. And as for the sorry, I cut you off, Masha. Go ahead.
Oh, no worries. I was just saying that it's going to be an option, right, to burn your 8008 NFTs. I doubt anybody will refuse, but there's but just saying that it's an option, not an obligation.
Awesome. And the next question to that was, do we have an exact date for the shipping of the physical decks?
Yes, so we don't have an exact date, and the reason is that we want to basically create only the exact number of decks that same as the NFTs. So what we are doing is once we sell out the collection, we'll immediately go to production, and we will ship the decks in 3 to 6 months after the collection is sold out. So pretty much everything is ready for production. The designs are in a pre-production stage, but we need to sell the collection first to be able to basically match the number of physical decks to the number of the NFTs, because those decks will not be sold anywhere. They will not be available in any other way except for to the people who purchase the NFT. So that's why we need to finish the sales of the NFTs and then produce the exact same number of decks.
Awesome. Actually, connected to this was from How to Save a Life. Is there a way to check the number of bicycle NFTs left?
I think on Kolective, you actually see how many are unpacked. I think right now the number is 711, which is a funny number, or at least it was like that this morning when I checked last time. Yeah, so we have, I think in the open sale we will have about 6,500. We still have quite a few decks left.
Yeah, and to add what Masha said, so each of our NFTs on the Kolective marketplace, we have a circulation tied to it. Even if you move the NFT from Kolective into Immutable X, that metadata transfers. So those in the Immutable market can see that as well. But that's just going to be the total number of NFTs and is not necessarily the total amount of purchases. So the purchase is made through Shopify, which is a fiat tender. And it's not tied directly to, MetaMask or, cryptocurrency. And in order to claim the NFT portion of it, you have to enter in a Kolective username. And not all users either have a collective username or, are interested in the NFT. Some of them just collect the physical decks and they want to be done there. But we are working on connecting with each of those buyers that did not enter a collective username and trying to, get that information so they can claim it. So there is going to be some like a 5 to 10% discrepancy between the circulation that's on our platform and how many decks are sold, because at the end of the day, we're only going to mint 8,008, and we're only going to produce 8,008 decks. So in a perfect world, you would have equal of both, but likely, we'll have we'll have less than the 8,008 NFTs in circulation at the end.
Right. And just to build on that, there's also a possibility for somebody who doesn't need the NFT and they only want the physical deck. There's going to be an opportunity in the future to opt out of the NFT and just get the physical deck. And in this case, we will be burning the NFT, and we will only be basically sending the physical deck to that individual, and we will be burning the NFT that individual refused of. So the number of NFT and decks will be always kept. But there will be an opportunity to get just the physical deck, but in that case, the NFT will be burned.
Awesome. Thank you for the details. I'm sure a lot of people were wondering about this. There's another question regarding cards coming from Liquid Emoji, and a few others are asking about it. What's up with the blue, gold, and purple bicycle founder cards? Can we share more details about that?
Yeah, so basically those are three unique NFTs that were created by Adrian, and the total number of those NFTs will be 808, and we have three different colors, right? The gold is specifically for Kolective Gold members. I think there's 281 of them, Joe, if I'm not mistaken. And then there's a blue NFT that is for bicycle community. We will be giving that NFT to our partners, magicians, collectors in the community who help us promote this project. And then also the red NFT or pink NFTs, it's the same NFT, which is we're just calling it differently. And this NFT, we are giving it away. Basically, there are two different sort of promos that we did with it. So one is it will be given to anybody who placed a bid on our unique collection that is already sold out, but those people who place those bids will get this NFT. I think there's about 50 of those people, so they will get that red NFT. And now today I'm announcing, like what I think I talked about it a few minutes ago. Another sort of giveaway of that NFT is everybody who purchased 2 of our main collection NFTs. Will get that red NFT, and then of course prior purchases count. And this is only for primary sale buyers, and we will be verifying the purchases through the Shopify.
Awesome.
Just to add to that, we will probably cap that. There will be a required to buy date for the two purchases to get that pink or red NFT. It won't be throughout the whole.
Yeah, 72 hours, I think. We'll
post that on socials.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. There is another question about NFTs and giveaways for marketing. This is from DZO Mary. The question was, what about the 1,500 NFTs saved for marketing/giveaways? How many of those are still left to be distributed, and where can we expect those?
Yeah, so I think I will be best to answer that. So we had recently big giveaway on the bicycle social channels. We raffled 100 NFTs. I think we had over 1,000 people who took part in that promotion. That promotion is over, and we distributed 100 NFTs. We also did a lot of different giveaways partnering with magicians and card collectors on their social channels. And we will continue partnering with influencers and basically ruffling out those NFTs mostly through influencers. And as a brand, we wanted to continue holding some of those NFTs because we will have some live events and other big community events that we potentially will be using those NFTs for those events. But we don't plan to sell them, at least not in the nearest year for sure. So we plan them to use them for giveaways and different promotions and partnerships with influencers from our community to continue building adoption of the NFTs.
And to add that also for AVTones as well, not as many as Bicycle, but also here AVTones. We'll do those decks of cards on future projects.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, just to summarize that, Dezamari, basically what the focus is of those 1,500 marketing packs is really for mass adoption of NFTs. So the target audience for those isn't necessarily the NFT communities, but more like the traditional playing cards, the bicycle fans, individuals that we are targeting to convert and see both the Kolective marketplace, bicycle NFTs, and the Immutable X marketplace.
Amazing. I for one will definitely follow all these socials and see if I can get my hands on those as well. Next is question from Laksta. Does Bicycle have any other partnerships that they can share on the NFT side, as well as outside the NFT side, for future drops?
Yeah, so on the NFT side, we can announce that our next partnership, I think, will be with Adrian as well. So we are working on something even more crazy and even more futuristic. We can't say what that will be, but there's definitely will be something absolutely exciting in the pipeline. And it will come in the back half of 2022.
Ooh.
Yes.
Okay, I'm holding up to my seat and see what happens. Waiting for some announcements. Cool. I think that's all the questions that I've seen. Unless there's any other, we can give a few minutes for people to add more questions if there's any. But Masha, Adrian, Joe, is there anything you want to say to the community before we end the AMA?
Yeah, I'll give another 8 minutes if individuals want to enter their Kolective username. I'm excited to kind of reward those that have been here listening. We got quite a turnout. I saw at one point it was 150 listeners, so it's really exciting for a Sunday night, especially with playoffs happening over in the States. Man, you're not going to see too many people in front of their computers. But this was a great presentation. I just to reiterate the calls to action for this. Currently, you can get the 8008 NFT. You can buy it on our Shopify. I posted that link a few times. If you have trouble finding it, you can join our Discord or see it on our Twitter. Basically, it's $2.99 USD to purchase it. You get a physical deck of cards. This is the premium, high quality product that we will be shipping in 3 to 6 months. And what's great about this is it comes in a metallic case. You also get an NFT corresponding with it. And this is the only way you can get it, through marketing or this direct purchase. It's not going to be something that can be bought on directly from Bicycle's website or through direct retailers. And then for those that do purchase one or more decks, there's a chance that they can win a raffle to get a 1-of-1 acrylic case, which contains both the deck of cards and like a LCD display screen showcasing the NFT of that 2 through 9. And that's going to be really great. Some of those, we had auctions for the face cards, and they went for over 4 ETH on our platform. So certainly valuable, a lot of interest in them, and really one-of-a-kind collectibles.
Yeah. I wanted to add something really quick to what Joe said right now. Just to make sure, it is going to be a hard shell case. The one that it's outside is not fully like metallic. It does have metallic foil, but it's a hard shell. So there's a lot of talk cases that they're like that. It's a really premium paper and embossing as well. So it's gonna be a heavy deck of cards, even if you get the 8008. And then also for the acrylic case, that's the biggest. That's the premium acrylic case that we have. Will contain the deck of cards. Its unique NFT card as well as a display, and that's gonna be super heavy. Just letting you guys know, it's gonna weigh kind of like a TV situation, like a 50-inch. So hopefully you guys are prepared to receive kind of like a break of acrylic, because the way that I designed it, I wanted to feel that weight of like the luxury. That was it. Other than that, Joe, that's amazing. Yes.
So, how about you, Masha? Any last words to sign off the community?
No, I just wanted to thank you for organizing this. It was exciting to talk more about this project. It's and about our plans for the future. And we also, one of the announcement that I wanted to leave this with is we want to have a sort of a direct line communication with our audience, and we created also Bicycle Discord. It's a very new channel, but we will continue developing it, and we'll continue talking about. We'll have the owners only channels there, closed channels for owners of our NFTs, where we will be speaking about the all the special perks that we will offer to our community. I have another exciting thing that I can announce now, because it actually launches in like a couple of days. So yeah, so many things, right? Like this red NFT, and then the signature box that I dropped in the chat, and also we are launching another exciting deck that is a partnership with a Smiley brand. It's yes, Smiley is a brand. It's actually a very exciting brand that has been for 55 years, been spreading the optimism for 55 years. And who doesn't need optimism this year? They partnered with also a very cool graffiti artist, Mr. André from France. And we created a partnership of Mr. André, Smiley, and Bicycle. We created a super cool deck that has a giant smiley face falling out to you when you open the deck. And it has an absolutely cool badass jokers and face cards. And there's going to be a very, very limited amount of those decks. In US, there's going to be only a couple thousand, and the rest will go to China and Europe and other parts of Asia. And so it's going to be a very, very limited deck, and we will definitely offer something to our community. There's some special merch to come with it, or a pre-sale. So we are thinking of how we can celebrate that partnership that will go live in the next, couple of weeks.
So many drops happening on this AMA. Super exciting.
Yeah. So this will be a physical deck, but of course we want to connect our NFT community and then the physical space as well. So.
Awesome. And there you have it. That's it, everybody. Thank you very much for joining this AMA. I know it's from all over the world. Really appreciate everybody taking the time to drop by. This AMA was recorded. I'll be posting the recording later at the end of the day. And again, thank you very much.
Awesome. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Have a good day. Thank you for everything.
Thank you. Masha, they're asking where the Discord is. If you can drop that in the chat, I think people would love to join.
Yes, I will drop. I think, Joe, if you can drop it in the chat, if you have a link somewhere close, because I'm joining from another computer. But again, this is a very brand new channel, so we'll continue building it. If you join it, it may not be as active in the next week or so, but we will continue building on that channel and dropping some exciting announcements in the nearest future.
Awesome. With that, again, thank you very much. See you again next time, everybody.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you so
Take
much.
care.